Hey everyone, welcome back to Listening XYZ Headphone, the podcast where English learning feels fun and real. Forget boring lessons, here we talk like friends. Today's topic is super exciting. Let's go. You're now tuned in to Listening XYZ, the place where style, stories, and English practice meet.
You know that relentless hum, right? That constant pressure from work, studies, or maybe just, the endless scroll on your phone. It whispers that there just aren't enough hours in the day. And then almost instinctively, you might start eyeing your sleep schedule thinking, maybe I can just shave off an hour or two tonight. Get ahead. I think, many of us have been there.
Oh, absolutely. Pushing past those natural cues, sacrificing those hours. It feels like the only way sometimes.
But what if that very act, cutting back on sleep, isn't just inefficient, but actually sabotaging your efforts?
Yeah.
What if what we often dismiss as, downtime or a luxury we can't afford is actually one of those fundamental, profoundly underestimated and incredibly powerful aspects of your entire existence?
That's a really powerful way to put it.
Today, on The Deep Dive, we're not just scratching the surface. We're peeling back the covers, literally, on something truly transformative. Our journey is guided by some really potent excerpts from The Superpower of Sleep. And our mission today isn't just to acknowledge sleep's importance. It's to really unpack its core message. To discover why sleep isn't merely a necessity, certainly not a luxury, and definitely not a waste of time, but, a genuine superpower waiting to be unlocked.
Yeah.
I'm genuinely excited to explore how something so seemingly passive can have such a profound, active influence on, everything.
It's a fascinating concept, isn't it? Especially in our sort of hyper-connected, always-on world. Our modern way of thinking often equates just relentless activity with success.
Right.
And often that's to the detriment of this foundational biological process. So this deep dive will offer a critical reevaluation, connecting, the latest understanding of sleep to that bigger picture of well-being. It's something we too frequently overlook in our daily scramble, despite its immense importance.
That's precisely the tension, isn't it? The source gets right to the heart of this cultural paradox. It notes many people ignore sleep because they're busy with work, studies, or mobile phones. It's almost lauded in some circles, this idea of running on empty. You hear people proudly saying, "Oh, I pulled an all-nighter."
Yeah, like it's a badge of honor.
Exactly. As if sleep were some kind of weakness to overcome, rather than just a basic biological need.
It's quite striking, really, how readily we deprioritize something so intrinsically vital. And this observation, it goes beyond just individual choices. It reveals a pervasive societal narrative.
How so?
Well, think about it historically. With artificial light, the Industrial Revolution, our whole relationship with darkness and rest fundamentally shifted. And now in the digital age, the constant stream of information, the expectation of being always available, it just reinforces this idea that every moment not actively doing something is a moment wasted. But biologically, that's just a critical misjudgment. The cumulative effects of this societal sleep debt are, profound and often really underestimated.
And that profound misjudgment is exactly what the core argument of our source confronts. It states it so emphatically. But sleep is not a waste of time. Sleep is very important for your body and mind.
So simple, yet so powerful.
Right. That simple declaration, when you truly absorb it, it doesn't just reframe the conversation. It demands a fundamental shift in how we value our downtime. It elevates sleep from an optional break to an absolutely essential active component of thriving.
Absolutely. And when we connect this to the bigger picture, human performance, health, our current understanding of productivity often just overlooks these deep biological necessities.
We think we're machines.
Kind of. We operate under this illusion that our bodies and minds are infinitely resilient, that they can run indefinitely without, proper maintenance. But sleep is that essential, sophisticated maintenance.
The system reset.
Exactly. The nightly diagnostic, the repair cycle. And this foundational truth gets overlooked because all the critical work happens in the background, right? When we're unconscious, we're focused almost entirely on the visible waking output.
Okay, so it's in that background work where the real sleep superpower awakens. Our source, the superpower of sleep, boils this down into three incredible pillars, showing the transformations that happen when we actually get enough rest. So pillar number one, what's the first most fundamental way sleep changes our physical state?
Okay, the first pillar is undeniably about physical recharge and deep energy restoration. And it's far more sophisticated than just feeling less tired.
Right.
During slow wave sleep, what people often call deep sleep, your body is actually engaged in extensive cellular repair and regeneration. Your pituitary gland releases growth hormone, which is vital not just for kids, but for adult cellular upkeep healing.
Interesting.
And crucially, your body actively refills its muscle glycogen stores. That's essentially refueling your physical endurance for the next day. Without that deep restorative period, you're not just sluggish. Your physical readiness down at the cellular level is fundamentally compromised. It affects everything from your immune response to your stamina.
So are we truly appreciating that intricate repair work happening while we rest? Probably not enough.
Likely not. It's easy to miss when you can't see it happening.
That makes total sense. We're literally rebuilding ourselves overnight. But, okay, the benefits go beyond just the physical, right? Imagine your brain after a full night's rest, firing on all cylinders. That brings us to the second pillar. What's happening up there that gives us such mental clarity and better brain function?
This is where sleep truly shows its cognitive prowess. The source says our brain becomes active and can think clearly. That sounds simple, but the mechanisms underneath are incredibly complex.
Yeah.
While you sleep, your brain is far from dormant. It's intensely active, doing crucial organizational work. Things like synaptic plasticity, basically pruning away less important neural connections and strengthening the vital ones. That optimizes learning, problem solving.
Wow.
It's also meticulously consolidating memories, moving new information from the, let's say, temporary inbox of your hippocampus to long-term storage in the neocortex.
So locking things in.
Precisely. And what's really fascinating is the glymphatic system. Think of it as your brain's unique waste removal system. During sleep, it becomes up to 60% more active. It's effectively power washing your brain.
Power washing? Seriously?
Yeah, flushing out metabolic waste products, including things like amyloid beta proteins, which are linked to neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's. This nightly cleanup crew ensures your neural pathways are clear, primed for optimal thinking when you wake up.
That is genuinely astonishing. A literal nightly brain detox. Okay, so we've got physical repair, mental optimization. But sleep also works some kind of magic on our emotions, doesn't it? The source notes the third crucial benefit is how our mood improves and we feel happy. And we've all felt that shift, right? How one bad night's sleep can make the smallest annoyance feel like a total catastrophe.
Oh, definitely.
But wake up refreshed and suddenly the world seems a bit more manageable. Problems feel smaller.
Absolutely. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, mental and emotional resilience are just profoundly tied to consistent quality sleep.
How does that work?
Well, sleep allows the brain to effectively process emotions. It helps regulate your amygdala. That's kind of the brain's alarm center, which can become hyperactive when you're sleep deprived.
Okay, so less reactivity.
Exactly. It also restores and balances critical neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine, which are essential for mood regulation. Without enough sleep, your emotional regulation just goes haywire. You become more reactive, more prone to anxiety, irritability, even sadness.
Makes sense.
So it's not just about feeling happier in a simple way, it's about maintaining a stable, resilient emotional core, one that can navigate daily stressors much more easily. Sleep is really a foundational pillar for your emotional intelligence and your overall psychological well-being.
So we've explored these incredible powers sleep gives us. But what happens when you consistently ignore it, when you neglect this vital function? Our source doesn't really sugarcoat the consequences. It gives a direct warning. Lack of sleep can cause health problems, stress, and low energy. These aren't minor things. They're serious compounding barriers to a healthy, happy, productive life.
And this raises an incredibly important question, doesn't it? Are those perceived short-term gains from staying awake, cramming for an exam, finishing a project, are they truly worth the long-term health and well-being costs?
Probably not, based on this.
The cascading effects are undeniable and often underestimated. Chronic sleep deprivation weakens your immune system, makes you more likely to get sick. It disrupts metabolic processes, increasing your risk for things like type 2 diabetes, obesity.
Wow.
Cognitively, it impairs judgment, reaction time, decision-making, increasing accident risk. And emotionally, like we just discussed, it ramps up stress and anxiety, creating this vicious cycle. The cumulative damage is way greater than just feeling a bit tired. It's a systemic compromise of your health.
Absolutely. The picture emerging is one of just fundamental importance. So what does this all mean for you, the listener, navigating your busy life? Our deep dive keeps bringing us back to that incredibly empowering message from the superpower of sleep. It's not just a nice idea. It's a profound realization. Sleep is not lazy time. Sleep is your superpower.
Yes.
It's a fundamental shift in perception. It requires you to actively choose to invest in yourself.
Re-emphasizing that point is absolutely crucial. We must fundamentally reframe how we see sleep, not as an obligation or some kind of weakness or a luxury you forfeit,
Right.
but as an active, strategic investment in yourself. It is honestly the most effective, most accessible tool you have for enhancing your physical health, sharpening your mental acuity, and stabilizing your emotional well-being.
So simple yet so powerful.
Recognizing that dedicating time to rest is one of the most profoundly productive things you can do that shifts your entire approach to daily life and long-term health. It's about understanding that catching up on sleep, that's often a myth. Consistent quality sleep is the key.
What a deep dive into something so seemingly simple, yet so profoundly impactful. Okay, so to recap, our sources have clearly shown sleep isn't a luxury. It really is your inherent superpower. It equips your body with essential energy, facilitates that deep cellular repair we talked about. It sharpens your mind for clear, focused thinking, memory consolidation, even that nightly brain cleanse.
The power wash.
Our power wash. And it uplifts your mood, bolstering your emotional resilience against stress, anxiety, irritation. It is basically the ultimate defense against health issues, cognitive decline, and just that constant drain of low energy.
Well said.
The message from the superpower of sleep isn't just advice. It feels like an empowering call to action. And we want to echo it directly to you because it holds such truth. Sleep well, stay healthy, and stay happy.
Couldn't agree more. So as you integrate these insights into your busy week, here's maybe a provocative thought to ponder. Consider just one small, actionable step you could take this week to intentionally prioritize sleep. Well, perhaps it's committing to a consistent bedtime, even on weekends. Or maybe consciously putting your phone away, say 45 minutes earlier than usual. Maybe it's establishing a simple, mindful, winding down ritual, whatever it is.
Just one small thing.
Just one small thing. And then observe, truly notice how that one intentional change might begin to unlock your personal superpower, allowing you to not just get through your days, but to actually thrive.
Absolutely. It's about making that conscious choice. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into understanding of the fundamental and truly transformative importance of sleep. We hope you sleep incredibly well tonight.
That's it for today's episode. Tell us in the comments what you think backhand index pointing down. If you enjoyed this talk, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your friends Rocket. Remember, listen, learn, level up. Fire. See you in the next episode.